Good afternoon and welcome to today's lunch break with the rabbi. Today is March 2nd, 2021, Tuesday, and it is the 18th day of Adar. It is the 18th day of Adar as we get closer to the holiday of Passover. As mentioned, just a little important announcement. Please make sure to send in your chametz sale form or your order for the matzah and all things necessary for Passover as soon as possible. So like this, everything can be taken care of in an appropriate and timely manner. Also, just a quick reminder, tonight we have our Zoom virtual classroom of JLI, which is Journey of the Soul. We discuss reincarnation. You can text me or email me for the Zoom link, and you can watch tonight at 7:30. Join us for Journey of the Soul reincarnation at 7:30 p.m. Continuing our discussion in this week's Torah reading concerning Moses going up to Mount Sinai and bringing down the tablets, and eventually, unfortunately, because due to the sin of the golden calf, breaking those tablets. So let's analyze this and see the story a little more in depth. So Moses goes up to the mountain. This is on Shavuos, the day that God gave the Jewish people the Ten Commandments. The day following it, Moses goes up to the mountain, or he's already on the mountain, and he goes and stays up there for 40 days to study with God the Torah, the traditions. Everything we know in the Torah today was because Moses studied it with God on Mount Sinai. When he came back down, he then continued to give it to the Jewish people and study with them. An interesting factor we find here is that even while Moses already knew that the Jewish people have sinned with the golden calf, he still continued for one more day to study with God the Torah, or God continued to study with him the Torah, though he knew that the people that he was going to give it to have ultimately sinned. An interesting fact that we have over here is that when God tells Moses to go down to the mountain, God does not tell Moses to break those set of tablets. Moses, on his own intuition, decides that he is going to break these set of tablets. Eventually, after 40 days of petitioning and praying to God and asking for mercy, God forgives the Jewish people, except for those who were the actual sinners that were killed by the tribe of Levi. They were the only ones that did not participate in the sin of the golden calf. Another fun fact is that the women did not participate in the sin of the golden calf, and thereby were gifted a special holiday once a month, the holiday of Rosh Chodesh, the holiday of the new month. As well, after those 40 days that the Jewish people have sinned, and Moshe then another 40 days that he petitions God and asks for mercy, on the first of Elul, he then ascends the mountain again, this time with a second set of tablets, not carved by God, but carved by Moses, and he then stays on the mountain for another 40 days, and finally descending the mountain on Yom Kippur, where God tells the Jewish people, Salachti kidvarecha, I have forgiven you for your sins. That eventually becomes a day of atonement for generations to come, because the first time God atoned the Jewish people for the gravest sin that they've ever done was been on Yom Kippur. But here's an interesting, another fun fact. When Moses went up the mountain the second time, and God studied with him for 40 days, what did God have to study with him? Didn't he study with him already the first 40 days? And the Talmud explains to us that this time he was given the oral law, its commentators as well. Anything a child or any student studies today was already given up on Mount Sinai, as long as it stays within the prison and the realm of what Moshe has taught us. Moses set the parameter, the ideas, the laws of how we go about the studying of Torah. But something very interesting happened here. Two things. Step number one, while God was still teaching Moses, the Jewish people have sinned, and God didn't say, hey, well, they sinned, let's stop learning, there's no purpose for it. But even more so, only after Moses broke the first set of tablets, not commanded by God, did God give him the second set of tablets. Why? They didn't give him the second set of tablets, but also in addition to it, the commentaries of the oral law, which was not given in the first ones. Why? Why wasn't it given in the first ones? So number one, over here is an important lesson that God was teaching us. No matter if a person sins or not, they are not discredited from studying Torah or from learning. A person can always learn, achieve, and accomplish regardless of what they've done wrong. even more so. Maybe the very fact that they have done something wrong, now that they'll learn how to make it better and to rectify it. And therefore, even while the Jewish people were sinning, God continued to study with Moses so that he should continue to study with the Jewish people, teaching us never look down on a person just because they've done something wrong. Every person is valuable and should be taught. But even more so, Moses wasn't able to receive the oral law, the depths of the Torah, the deep commentaries and the esoteric teachings of the Torah, only until he broke the first set of tablets. What does that mean? Let's take it even a step further. In the Holy Ark of the Covenant, where God told Moses to place the tablets, he said, don't only put the complete set of tablets, but put the broken set of tablets. Why the broken set of tablets? Don't they remind us of sin? Aren't they broken? Things that are broken we should discard. But over here, God was giving a message, and a message to every single one of us for every day in our life. If you ever want to understand something, if you ever want to learn something, if you ever want to appreciate something, egotism is not the way to accomplish it. When the Jewish people received the Torah the first time, the first set of the commandments, there was a lot of fanfare, there was noise, there was thunder, there was lightning. They were put on a pedestal. Did it last? Not at all. It was only after the second set, only after the first set was broken. A broken heart, a broken soul, humility, realizing we are not all of it. We have more to learn, we have more to appreciate, we have more to gain. And only then were they able to receive the second set of tablets. Were they able to receive the esoteric teachings of the Torah, the deeper meanings of the Torah, the oral law and its commentaries. Because it needs a preface of humility. It needs a person to be broken in order to receive. If you're a full cup, you can't receive anything. Only an empty cup is able to receive. In order for us to appreciate and understand and gain understanding in any area of life, we have to know that we don't know it all. We have to remember that we all have still what to learn. The more we realize that we have what to learn, the more we are open-minded and make ourselves vulnerable to realize that we can still continue to learn, the more we will learn, and the more we will become, the more wisdom we will acquire, and the greater knowledge we will have. This, the Torah teaches us, epitomizes the concept that happened here when Moses broke those second set of tablets. He broke those second set of tablets, defying the odds, understanding and appreciating that it was the ego that brought them to think that they have all the answers. Okay, we don't see Moses, we'll make a golden calf. But only by breaking the individual, realizing that there's a concept of humility that has to be ingrained within the person. Only then were they able to reach a higher level. And for that reason, in the Ark of the Covenant, the broken set of tablets and the complete set of tablets were both placed there. Because if you want these, you need these. If you want to be able to accomplish the study of Torah, you need to have the broken heart, the broken soul, the humility to accomplish it. Egotism just puts you astray. You can learn the greatest depths of the Torah, but if it's embellished with ego, and if it's because of narcissistic behavior, and it's because of haughtiness, you take that Torah, you take whatever you learned, and in the words of the first Chabad Rebbe, it's like holding the throne of the king in the toilet in the most disgusting place. We need to realize that the only way that we will be able to ever learn or accomplish anything will come from a broken vessel, will come from humility. The way we can get along with our friends, the way we can understand and gain knowledge, and the way we can achieve and accomplish and learn from anything in this world will only come from humility, a broken vessel. It doesn't mean you have to be downtrodden. It doesn't mean you have to be depressed, God forbid. On the contrary, a person who's truly joyful is humble. Humility brings joy. Humility brings knowledge. Broken set of tablets brings double the amount of salvation like the Jewish people had then. Realizing that we all have more to learn will only give us the greater accomplishments that we ought to gain. Thank you for joining me today on Lunch Break with the Rabbi. Looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow, Lunch Break with the Rabbi at 1 p.m. God bless you and have a wonderful day.